In a world where everyone seems to be in a constant rush, Sarah was perhaps the most impatient person you'd ever meet. She'd tap her foot at elevators, huff at slow walkers, and practically wrestle with her microwave when it took too long to heat her coffee. One particularly busy Monday morning, Sarah found herself stuck behind Tom, an elderly gentleman who was carefully counting his change at the coffee shop. "Could you possibly move any slower?" she muttered under her breath, checking her watch for the 5th time in 2 minutes. Behind her stood Maria, a young mother with her toddler, smiling peacefully despite the delay. Sarah couldn't understand how anyone could be so calm when time was literally ticking away. Growing increasingly frustrated, Sarah decided to take matters into her own hands. She rushed past Tom, practically throwing her money at the barista. "One large coffee. And make it quick," she demanded. In her haste, she bumped into David, another customer, causing him to spill his freshly made drink all over his new suit. Instead of getting angry, David simply smiled and said, "No worries. These things happen when we're in too much of a rush." That's when Sarah noticed something strange. While she had saved perhaps 2 minutes by cutting in line, she now had to wait even longer for them to clean up the mess. Meanwhile, Tom had finished his transaction, Maria had received her order, and everyone else seemed to be enjoying their morning despite the small delay. The barista, Jenny, who had watched this whole scene unfold, handed Sarah her coffee with a knowing look. "You know," Jenny said, "I've been working here for 10 years, and I've noticed something. The people who rush the most often end up losing the most time." Sarah took her coffee and found a quiet corner to sit. For the first time in what felt like forever, she actually tasted her drink instead of gulping it down. She watched as people moved through their morning routines, some fast, some slow, but all eventually getting to where they needed to be. That morning taught Sarah an unexpected lesson. Sometimes, the more you rush, the further behind you fall. And perhaps more importantly, life's little moments, like savoring a morning coffee or sharing a smile with a stranger, are too precious to race through. From that day on, Sarah still struggled with her impatience, but she made a conscious effort to slow down. And strangely enough, she found that when she stopped trying to race through every moment, life seemed to move at exactly the right pace.